what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to talk about how to get out of credit card debt using credit cards in less than 6 months. Now, some people are like, wait a minute, I'm trying to get out of credit card debt. How am I going to actually use credit cards to get out of debt? Well, I'm going to explain the strategy and how to leverage it. Plus, you're also going to learn how to maximize your credit cards to be able to get access to more funding. Okay? And so the thing about it, most people, they are taught how to get out of credit card debt, stay out of credit card debt, but they're never actually talked about how to actually leverage it to be able to become wealthier or rich, right? So we're just going to talk about how to actually get out of credit card debt using the credit cards, and then what you can do once you have the credit card debt paid off. Now, in this outline, we're talking about how to instantly get a pay raise. We're talking about the best systems to use to get out of credit card debt, best balance transfer credit cards to get out of debt, how to find free money to pay down your credit card debt. We're going to be talking about how to increase your credit score over 100 points in 30 to 45 days, and the easiest loans to help pay down your easiest loans for bad credit to help pay down your credit card debt. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. To get an instant pay raise, all right, and this is going to help you out a lot, especially if you're in credit card debt and you haven't missed any payment, you just have a lot of credit card debt. What you want to do is get in touch with your HR department and see if you can file exempt. And you want to file exempt from 4 to 6 months, okay? And what'll happen is you won't be paying taxes. They won't be taking taxes out of your check. So what it's going to do is going to give you a boost of income, right? So that you can start paying down your credit card debt. Now, the next step is the debt snowball. So what I want you to do, you're going to take your smallest credit card to your largest credit card, as this example shows, okay? So they got a $1,000 credit card, a $3,000 credit card, and an $8,000 credit card. So what you want to do, you want to pay the minimum plus more money on the smallest credit card while continue paying the minimum payment on the other credit cards. And then once you get that credit card paid off, you take that money and then you pay down the other credit card. Now, what's happening here is that you're going to see a boost in your credit score. Okay, now not only are you going to see a boost in your credit score, once you have that debt paid down, then you can also request a credit card increase, right? And this is also going to push down your debt to income ratio as well. So it's going to be a two-factor situation happen. Actually, it's going to be a trifecta, because mentally and emotionally you're going to start feeling good and you're going to get a good night's rest. Okay, that's what you want. You want to be able to feel good that, hey, you know that you got your credit card debt under control, you got it paid down, and you can sleep better, right? Because you may have other things. You may be trying to become an entrepreneur, and because you have all this credit card debt, you're like, well, I can't move to the next level. Well, doing this is definitely going to help you move to the next level. Now, one of the things I tell people, once you have your credit cards paid down, do not close them out. Do not close your credit cards out. Do not do that, okay? Because again, we're talking about how to leverage it so that you can start to build wealth leveraging credit cards, as well as how to be able to make sure that you always have access to capital in case of any type of emergency, all right? Now, let's talk about the first credit card, which is the Navy Federal Platinum credit card, all right? Now, here's the thing about it. granted that you have to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. So for those of you that's still trying to figure out how to become a member, I have a video that I can send over to you. Now here's something that you have to understand. This Navy Federal credit card, they don't charge any annual fees. They don't charge any cash advance. You can do a balance transfer. So if you're a person that has high credit card debt, here's one of the better cards that you can get, because Navy Federal, they usually give you a high limit on your credit cards. Now, here's the thing about it. Say that you have 2 or 3 credit cards that are like 3,000, 5,000, 4,000. Okay, so if you move those credit card balances over to the Navy Federal credit card, because most of the time their average on the platinum cards, they may start you between 15 to $25,000, right? Okay, so it depends on your income. It depends on your internal score. If you want to learn more about understanding Navy Federal's internal score, put a comment below. But the thing about it is that being able, you have these 3 credit cards with these high balances, so moving them over to one credit card that you're not paying, that you're no longer paying interest on for at least 12 months. Okay, now understand with Navy Federal, they're pulling your TransUnion FICO 9 score. Okay, and it only requires a fair credit score. So, as a matter of fact, if you have a good internal score, you still may be able to get this here credit card with a 580 credit score. Fair credit score, you're looking at what, about a 590 to a 6, I think it's 630 or something like that, right? But as you can see, you don't have to have the best credit in the world to get a Navy Federal credit card. Now, I made a video about how to get Navy Federal credit cards without an inquiry. Also, Navy Federal also offers a pre-approval as well, so that's also a good thing. So you, once you become a member, you can actually do a pre-approval. But if you want to actually see that video on how to get pre-approved for a Navy Federal credit card, then get approved for a Navy Federal credit card, and you have bad credit, then put a comment below for that as well. But like I said, fair credit, no cash advance. This is something that I think a lot of people, if they only understood how to manage credit, that they will be able to be in a better financial position. And that's why three-way funding and HoustonMcMiller.net, we're here to help you in terms of trying to show you how to not only build up the personal credit, but help you get a stronger foundation on the business credit as well. So if you have any questions about personal credit, about business credit, you can click the link in the description and set up a consultation with three-way funding. Okay, now this here credit card, it's a TDE credit union. They're out of Texas. Now they charge no annual fees, no cash advance, but you must be a member, okay, because it is a credit union. But they go up to 12 months. Now, if you don't have any credit, this is probably the credit card you want to start. Or again, if you're having a challenging credit, this may be a credit card that you can use, especially if you haven't missed any payments, but you just have high balance credit cards. This may be that credit card for you to transfer that balance over, because again, you're not paying any interest. I think for most people, the problem isn't the credit card balance, it's the interest that's hurting them to try to get out of debt. So in terms of these credit cards I'm showing you, they require low credit scores. So you don't have to have the best credit score in the world in order to get access to zero balance transfer cards, because most of the time people are under the impression, well, I have to have good credit, perfect credit to get high balance transfer cards, and that's not the case. And in this video, that's the reason I'm breaking this down, because you can have a lower credit score and you haven't missed any payments, you just have a high DTI and stuff like that. Or if you're starting out with credit and stuff, these are the credit cards you may want to look into. Okay, now here's something that's interesting. the Bank of America Custom Cash Rewards credit card, student card. Now, in reference to this, you have to have at least a 620. But look at what I'm showing you here. No annual fees, okay? Now, interest, the interesting thing about this, you can do a balance transfer for 15 months. For 15 months on a student credit card. So if you a student that's still in college or something, or if you have a student and you need to talk to them about their credit and stuff, if you find out that they have credit card debt, this may be an answer for your students or even you as an individual. Okay, now I don't see where there's a guideline that says, oh, you can't get this card if you're not a student, right? So even if you an individual that has at least a 620 credit score that's trying to get out of credit card debt, this may be one of those cards that can definitely help you. Like I said, no annual fees, 15 months, no interest. That is something that's phenomenal, especially with not paying any interest. You're just paying down your balance and everything. That's something that's very helpful to you. Now, again, they pull from Experian FICO 8. Okay, just keep that in mind. Now, here's a few things that I want to share with you in terms of helping you find money to pay down your credit card debt. You have unclaimed.org, you have missingmoney.com, you have class action lawsuits. Those top three are probably the most accurate information of where you're going to find money to help pay down your credit card debt. The reason is because you may have got a rebate for something you bought. You never received a check or never cashed a check. You may have got a overpayment on your taxes. You never received a check. It could be a multitude of things where there's money out there in your name. Class action lawsuits, you may have bought a product or a pharmaceutical drug and stuff, and they had a class action lawsuit that you may not know about and stuff like that. So those are the places you want to go to actually help you find money to pay down your credit card debt. All right. Now, if you have a child, you have child care and development fund to where it helps you, give you extra income to help with your child and everything. While the income that you have, you can use that money to help pay down your credit card debt. And now, if you have a low income, you need energy assistance type of programs and stuff like that. They're out there to help you pay down your utilities, so you can use money from your regular bills to help pay down your credit card debt as well. Now, if you're trying to boost your credit score up at least 100 points over the next 30 to 45 days, this is what I would definitely tell you to do. There's companies like Grow Credit, Perch. Now, with some of these companies, they may not operate in all states, all right? So just keep that in mind, but you should check them out, because if you're paying subscriptions or you're paying car insurance or you're paying utilities, all right, these companies can help report those as primary trade lines on your personal credit. And that's very important, because the more positive activity you have going on, the stronger your credit file, especially if you're rebuilding your credit, you're restarting out and stuff. You need as much positive primaries on your credit file as possible. Okay, now you have pledge loans and credit builder loans, in which we're going to talk about some of the bad credit loans that are the easiest to get to help you pay down some of your credit card debt to boost up your credit score. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Now, you have a Experian Boost. And by the way, guys, if I'm doing a good job in explaining this, could you put a comment below, give me a thumbs up, let me know, because I'm really trying to help you guys in the community. So please, I ask you to help out with the algorithm so that they can actually find these videos, because there's a lot of people out there that need help. They may not want to ask you for help because they're embarrassed, but being able to share a video like this would definitely help them. Okay, so if you guys ever signed up for Experian Boost, put a comment. Let me know how many points that Experian Boost gave you. Okay. Now you can also remove inquiries. So a lot of individuals with bad credit, what ends up happening, they may need a car, right? And because they need a car, what ends up happening is that they'll go to one of these car lenders and they shop their credit around, put in a whole lot of inquiries. Well, by you removing those inquiries, you're going to see your credit score go up. Now, with FICO 9, adding authorized users will help boost up the credit score. With FICO 8, authorized users don't help, but FICO 9 definitely will help, along with adding subscriptions, utilities, rent payments, and we're going to talk about that in a minute as well. Now, I know this is a lot of information, guys, but I really want you all to have such a successful year, as well as being able to put yourself in a better financial position. All right. Now you have the extra debit card app as well as One Financial. Now, if you use your debit card a lot, what they do, they take all your average debit card transactions and they're reported to the credit bureau. Extra reports to Experian and Equifax. Okay. Now you have Boom Pay and Rental Karma. So if you're paying rent, and by the way, guys, let me speak on this. All right. So you may have a roommate, right, that you're sharing rent with, and they have been Venmoing you the rent and stuff like that. Well, some things is about to happen in the tax world with the IRS and stuff, where some of these payments and stuff is going to have to be reported as tax, especially if it's over $600. Okay, but I'm going to talk about that in another video so you can clearly understand what's happening. All right, but now understand it with Boom Pay, Rental Karma. Boom Pay, they state that they can report up to 24 months of rent. So if you're sharing rent and you're not on the lease, here's what you want to do. You want to sign up for plastic, right? And connect your credit card to plastic. Then yeah, unfortunately they're going to charge a percentage fee. But here's the thing about it. By you having that actually tracking and then having Boom Pay reported to your credit file, what ends up happening now, you're able to qualify for a mortgage through FHA, right? Because you actually have proof that you have been paying rent and that you've been consistent with paying rent. So that's the reason these rental companies really help so that you can qualify for a mortgage. As a matter of fact, Perch, they also will report up to 6 months, right? So that's very important, guys. Now, let's talk about some more of these credit cards with balance transfers, zero interest balance transfers that are easy to get, so to help you get out of credit card debt. Now, with a KeyPoint Credit Union, you must be a member, pre-qualify. So then you can pre-qualify without the hard inquiry. There's no annual fee on the credit card. 16 months, no interest on balance transfer. That's crazy. That's super crazy. So being able to be able to, again, having a low credit score, being able to get into some of these credit unions, some of these banks, and leverage their credit cards to transfer the balance, so you're not paying all that high interest. You're just paying on the balance of the card and not the interest of it. It's definitely going to help you get out of credit card debt faster. Okay. Now they pulled TransUnion FICO 9, average credit score is a 630. The last one, guys, for is balance transfer cards. Again, the Bank of America card is a credit card for students. Now, the reason that I've chosen this card, again, you are maybe in college, you may have a college student with credit card debt, or you don't. You're not in college, but if you're able to get access to this card, there's no annual fees and 18 months, zero interest on a balance transfer. Zero interest. So you're not paying any interest on the balance of your credit card for 18 months. So that's definitely giving you more leverage to help you get out of credit card debt. They're pulling from Bank of America, pulls from Experian FICO 8. Average credit score is a 620 on this one as well. Now, let's talk about personal loans to help you, the easiest personal loans to help you get out of debt, and understanding that a lot of these personal loans, they'll say no credit check and stuff. Well, they don't pull from the primary credit bureaus, but they have the third party credit bureaus that they actually use, like Clarity, Experian, DataX, Equifax, Trust Factor, TransUnion, CoreLogic, LexisNexis. Okay, so they're going to pull from some of those systems. Now you have debt to income ratio that also plays a factor. Now with these lenders, they go up to 55, 65, but I do have a lender that actually goes up to 75% debt to income ratio, which is very important in terms of when you're trying to get out of credit card debt to be able to get a loan to pay it off. Now, you have CASHUSA. CASHUSA, they're not focused on your credit score, okay? What they focus on is they have a base of lenders. They focus on how long you've been on your job, how long you've been at your residence, what's your income, okay? Until they loans go from 500 up to 10,000, you do have to have a bank checking account, okay? And so they work with multiple lenders, not just state licensed, but tribal lenders, which are like the casinos, okay? So in terms of, they don't focus on the credit score. They focus on how long you've been on the job, your residence, and your income. Now you have credit loans. Again, another lender that's not focused on the credit score. Okay, they're focused more on the job, the income, residence. Okay, no need for income verification. Their loans go from 250 up to 40,000. You do have to have a bank account. Now they have a high approval rate. That they state they have a high approval rate. Now, unfortunately, they're not available in New York or Connecticut. If you have bad credit, the maximum they're willing to loan you is 500. So that's the reason, again, by adding those trade lines to help boost up the credit score would definitely help put you in a better position as well. Now you have bad credit loans. They're a lender of networks also. The maximum they loan is up to 10,000 in their networks. The lowest credit scores are 500. So if you don't know your credit score, you can just say, I'm not sure, okay? Now, here's the lender that I was talking about. That's 75% debt to income ratio. That's crazy. All right. Now, you have minimum credit scores of 560. Average credit score is a 638. All right. The average income is 60,000. They don't have no minimum income. However, I'm gonna tell you guys is whenever you're applying for credit cards alone, it's I always tell you include all the income household. So you may have a room you're renting out and you're charging them another 750 to share that rent or whatever. That's income to you, right? Because you're on a lease. You may have a spouse with income. So those are the things you have to keep in mind. Their loan amounts go from 1,000 up to 50,000. The minimum number of accounts on the credit file has to be at least 2. And again, debt to income ratio is 75%. Now you have First Tech. I like First Tech as well as Andrews, and the reason is because they have so much flexibility in terms of working with people that have bad credit. They are trying to compete with Navy Federal, and so for those that are having challenges trying to get into Navy Federal, First Tech Andrews would definitely be my next go in terms of being able to get approved for loans and stuff like that. Their loans go from 500 up to 50,000. They do report to all 3 credit bureaus. They don't charge any origination fees or prepayment penalties. You can do the American Consumer Council to join them, which costs between $8 to $15 and a 580 credit score. Now, guys, if you have any questions about building business credit, personal credit, then click the link in the description. Reach out to Houston at 3-Way Funding. Schedule your consultation. Thank you.